a novel for about 3 years now, and in the final stages, just editing and touching up and trying to see how it all fits together. And so I'm going to be reading from the prologue and from the second chapter.
And I'm Michelle Brown, and I'm going to be reading old poetry and now poetry and future poetry.
I'm Faith. I'm going to be reading a short story that I wrote last summer. It's about one of my neighbors.
And I'm Rick. I'll be reading a long poem that I've been working on for about 3 years. It doesn't all work as like singular poems, so I've tried to find the ones that do, and I'm going to read those tonight. I definitely get mine from reading and then just dreams, kind of weird memories of my dreams when I first wake up, and they're always kind of almost immediately lost to me, but I find that my poems that I'm working on now are ones that are kind of a mix of things that come from sort of I've just read or something that's been kind of in a dream, and so it's my reading in my dreams, and more I think that my reading are a dream.
Do you ever read in your dreams?
No. Never. I don't think so.
Anybody else? Some of the poems I'm going to be reading today come from this time when I was living in China. Well, maybe I'm not going to read those poems. But anyways, I lived in China for a long time, 2 years, not that long. And I write a lot about this kind of fictional China, so it's kind of like sci-fi, where a lot of fucked up stuff happens. It's totally not real, but yeah, so I guess traveling would be big for me. Language, traveling, learning languages. Yeah.
I guess a lot of the things that I write about often come out of things people have said to me, or I don't know, things that I've read a lot too. Like I think reading is a lot super important to my own writing process. But often, whenever I hear something my little sister will say that will instantly make me start thinking about the story. She's a crazy kid, so she's a perfect vessel of inspiration that I take things from. So often a lot of little phrases that my characters will say come from just my little sister. So.
Yeah, I have a similar experience. Maybe just because we're fiction. I don't know, but I tend to steal everything. So all of my characters are real people, or mashups of real people, or parts of real people. And all of everything that happens is. I'll tweak some things to make it all fit together, but it's generally just recording.
The poem that I'm just working on, there's a character who's the main voice of the poems, and it's very much kind of me. It's an excuse to say things that I wouldn't want to say, but it's also someone who's very much not me. It's sort of people that I know, people that I don't like, or people that I'm afraid that maybe I resemble, I guess. And so it's everyone's mashed up inside of this one character, and I always say if there's anything that he's thought that I haven't thought, but there are things that he would do that I would never do, and that's the freeing aspect of having a character to write, even when it's pretty confessional poetry that I'm kind of engaging with.
Absolutely. I find that I'm terrified of the third person point of view, and so I put everything into the voice of a character. So usually I write the first person, and if I don't, I'm just really just nervous about everything that's being said and how it's being taken, and sort of all the suggestions that might be in the background.
Deep readings into it.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It'd be like that person that tells too much about their ex-girlfriend or boyfriend per se, that tells a little too much. So it'd be that person that makes everyone uncomfortable.
It'd be a terrible date. With what I'm doing right now, I'm it's working on with this one poem that I'm doing. My other writing, which is I haven't done much else, but would be more fun. This project I'm working on, it would be a very somber, melancholy date. Unfortunately, all the fun parts of the poem don't work as just sort of it's one-off. So all the sad poems are coming out tonight. Unfortunately, you'd be a very somber date. Maybe interestingly long-winded. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's but it wouldn't be attractive. I'm almost sure.
What about you?
It would probably start off like pretty normal, like for the first 10 minutes. Like you get your entree and it'd be soup, right? And then you'd like start eating the soup and be like, something's really off with this soup. Like it's like purple. And then you'd look into your soup and like see your mom as a child. And then like you'd be like, man, I gotta go. I think you put acid in this soup. And then you'd probably walk home alone and you'd live really far away. So it'd just be like kind of a bad experience, but kind of crazy. Like you'd tell your friends afterwards.
Yeah. Memorable.
Yeah, memorable.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
I think my date would be really annoying. She'd be like this really pretentious, like loud. Yeah, just like teenage. Yeah.
Teenage
just,
dirtbag.
just because. Yeah, just because the project I'm working on is told through the lens of like a 16-year-old girl, so she'd be really annoying. Nicholas Jar. He does weird experimental. They call it deep house, but I don't even know what that means. It's just
Kind of
just
trance?
really weird. No, it's just
Electronic.
weird.
Just weird.
Just weird.
Cool.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. Maybe like this like producer. His name is Jimmy Stack. He makes these like weird like I don't know how to explain it, but his music sounds sometimes like doom. If you're gonna explain it like that.
Give me a cheery reading.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I really have no idea. Probably like the sound of a train going very slowly. Very much in the background ambient. No, like pop music would work, and like anything classical would be too pretentious, and it just needs to be kept small.
Mine would be Katy Perry for sure.